You don't want to see me edgy. All right, so we got a cover here that I don't like, and it was. Here's what I like about this cover, and here's what I don't like. I really like Max. Oh, I love Jesse Quick. Bart looks great. Impulse looks okay. Wally looks alright, except that the mouth is stretched a little too far on this side. And Barry Allen seems to be doing the twist. And I don't understand how this happened. I think this was a very rushed cover. I think it was done in a day. He doesn't look like he's running to me. Mild jog with a little bit of a twist. Come on, baby. I mean, it's just not. It's not good. It's not a good cover. So I'm not thrilled with it. I could do better. But yeah. But this is Flash Rebirth number 6, and I just have to keep telling myself it sold really well. Everyone mostly liked it, so that's just the way it goes. All right, so we open up on a real quickie page. It looks like who even knows? Is this Barry kind of running into the Speed Force and falling down here? And then we have a coloring error here where his front 2 teeth are colored to look like his tongue. So what is this facial expression? What is he doing here? What is the tongue? If that were his tongue, he'd be like like that. So I don't. Again, this happens a lot, and sometimes I get I'm too tired or too preoccupied to really get involved in nitpicking color work. But I should have here because he's like, I mean, do that. Like, put your tongue there and go. It's not good. And he says, "Come on, damn it." All he needs is a little push. And then we have this. Here comes his friend Wally. And Wally is here to help Barry. Isn't that great? It's a good brotherly shot here. This is nice. These guys can do it together. Together they can do anything. And that's the whole thing. They're a family. I'm going to turn on the light and see if that improves matters at all. Give me a little glare. Is that going to change? Okay, screw it. Now here's the thing. Here's this woman buying a bow tie. She's already made the purchase, so nothing I said to her made any difference. She said, "Thank you. Look at this line. He's going to love it." He's not gonna love it. He already told you. I'm gonna move on. We covered this in issue 5. We did. I mean, it's a misunderstanding. I mean, it's as if somebody kind of. We all have people in our lives that it's like you meet somebody who goes, the first time you meet them, you happen to be eating jelly beans, and it's something that you rarely do. And so every time that person sees you, they ask you, how are the jelly beans, and if you like jelly beans, and maybe they give you some jelly beans, and they think you're all about jelly beans. And that would be okay. I mean, we all have a lot of like kind of acquaintanceships like that. This is a marriage. I mean, Barry is an incredibly polite man. He's never actually said, "No, I don't really like him." So we got a thunderstorm coming. Jeff called me at this point, and he said, "Ethan, I need help. We gotta work on this ending a little bit." Jeff was in the middle of writing Blackest Night, and I think he was overwhelmed. So we got together and put our heads together, and I said to him, "Listen, I've had this idea for a long time for a very impractical Flash special that I would like to do, and this thing would have to be 100 pages long. So let's say on the first page, okay, right here, I don't know, Barry and Iris are in the kitchen, and she's handing him a cup of tea, and then on this page here, suddenly there's like a 10-panel grid. Reverse Flash comes and tackles Barry, and then they're off to the races. Okay, I mean, like he takes him right out of the kitchen, and they're running all around the world, doing crazy stuff. They're having a big fight. It's a big Speed Force fight. So right here on this page, it's the same exact image as this page, except now she's beginning to drop the cup, and the cup is falling in slow motion. And then on this page, it's nothing but 10-panel grid, massive fight scene, Speed Force fight scene all over the world. Okay, back on this page, it's the same thing, except the cup has dropped a little bit more, and over here, huge Speed Force fight. Okay, so this goes on literally, it goes on for 100 pages, and on the very, very last page, okay, let's say this is the last page of the book, Barry has defeated Eobard Thawne, and he swoops in to catch the teacup just before it hits the floor. So then what you can do is you can go backwards and you can flip through the book and you can see an actual bit of animation of Barry disappearing and the teacup that she was handing him actually falling and almost hitting the floor, but not, because Barry catches it in the last frame. So now you have a real-time animated Flash experience, and you come to realize that this entire fight that took place over these other 50 pages happened within the space of a split second. So that was my idea, and I was like, so I want to do something like that here. But we can't do that here. That would be, I mean, it would be, we need a big fireworks show. Yeah, it would need to be 100 pages in order to make the animation work. It would be a really intensive, it would be an art piece more than it would be, a story. It would have to be something unique and dedicated to just this one kind of experiment. So, anyway, here we go. I mean, they've got to get out of the Speed Force, and they've got to stop this from happening right here. And this is where Jeff goes, okay, I think I can do something with that kind of an idea. And Iris is walking out with the bow tie, and he's saying, he's about to say, gotcha, and then, here we go. Our boys grab him and tackle him just before he reaches her, okay? So, yeah, all right. So there's the wand. Instead of the teacup, it's the lightning rod, and it's now hovering in midair where it would be striking her in the back. And the thing is, the lightning bolt, she's reacting to this explosion. She's not going to see Barry. She's not going to see Eobard Thawne. She's not going to see Wally West. She is just seeing this magical lightning that's kind of shipping them in. And while they are off to a Speed Force fight, we see that the lightning rod is still in the air. It's still falling. This is happening so fast. This entire fight is happening so fast. And then again, same thing. It's falling a little bit further. Yeah, Black Lantern Flash right there. Is that Black Lantern Flash? I don't know. Kind of, we're being pushed through, back through the Speed Force. And this is something else. This is, to do kind of a 2-page splash and to shoot it from this angle, it just needed to happen. Like, I don't know, I don't know if it's a pleasing splash page, but it works because you're right behind his shoe as he pushes Eobard forward towards this containment tank that's going to ship him the hell back where he belongs, okay? And then again, it's fallen a little bit further. So you have to imagine now, this entire thing has happened, inside of a split second, like a split second, as he pushes Eobard into the tank. Eobard's like, let me out. At super speed, I assume. He says, Jay now, and Jay, who's also a speedster, throws that switch. Oh no. I love when they say no. They're just like, no. It's not yes, it's no. That's like denial. Like when people talk about you being in denial, that's literally what that is, man. That's just, he's in denial. No. Here was a chance to draw Metamorpho. God, I love Metamorpho. And he's one of these characters that everyone kind of likes, but, and I would love to draw a book about Metamorpho. It would never sell. It would get canceled at issue 2. Yeah, so it would never work. Red Tornado back there, he looks good. Yeah, I can hear the edginess in my voice. I can hear it. I'm like, I'm irritable. Sorry, guys. All right, so let's cool it down. Everybody, breathing exercise. In with anger, out with love. We can all do that together. In with anger, out with love. Yeah, all right. So, then this guy, they electrocute the living hell out of him, and he's in terrible agony. He is dying, and you can see it as his flesh is ripped from his bones as electricity and all manner of deadly electrical agents pulses through his body. And then boom, we shoot him into the air, and at that moment, tink, all right, and she knows she's got a nice shape on her, good gams on her, and that at that moment, yeah, it lands on the ground. Bard Allen, he finishes off Eobard here. What a good boy he is. Good boy, Bart. Nice job. And she picks up the wand. Thank you, Justin saying. Appreciate it. What happened to the jazz? Jazz is the anti-edgy. Justin, I tried to license a 10-hour YouTube video of smooth jazz. And the guy wrote back to me today, and he just said some nonsense. He said, well, for various licensing, blah, blah, blah. I said, just tell me how much you want. Let me be able to use it in my YouTube videos. And he's like, I'm afraid I can't do that. I'm like, all right, well, suffer in poverty then, because, I'm trying to buy your music. Jeez. All right, edgy. In with anger. Out with love. All right, here we go. Yeah, Barry's very happy now. It was fun to see Eobard in agony. Like this. Look at like this is a man who is being tortured. That's a weird ad for something. And then we turn the book sideways, as if to suggest that it's a new day. And it is a new day. It's the Flash Parade. They're celebrating the return of Barry. And of course, they're celebrating it by with a float that's based on the cover to Flash Rebirth #1. That's wonderful. I love these Macy's Thanksgiving Day balloons that just look horrible. They're always a disappointment, but you still love them. It's like, oh, that's supposed to be Superman, and it looks like, looks like a balloon animal, real big. That's great. So I thought I would do a disappointing balloon animal version of Barry Allen. And here we go. We've got our heroes waving on the float, and back here we've got their family, including little Jai, who's playing a video game, and he's kind of pissed off. He's not on the float. His sister is. She's jumping in the air. She's like, it's more than a feeling. Like, fist in the air. She's a hero now. And here, it's time to feel good, everyone. All right? This makes us feel good. This makes us feel good. This makes us feel good. Look at her big, giant, crooked tooth here that she's getting in. That's nice. Suddenly we're not feeling good, and the thing about it is that this never happened, but the idea was going to be that she was going to be Impulse. She took all of the speed force from him and left him in some other state. He's wearing a turtle on his shirt. Jeff was going to make him the new turtle. He was going to turn evil, but we never did that. We never got to do that because of the New 52. Here's Jake Garrick. Feel good. Feel good. I mean, this is like the end of a Bill Murray kind of movie in the 1980s where, everyone's rocking out. The bad guy's been defeated. They're all kissing girls. They're not kissing girls, but they would be kissing girls, like, ooh. And then they showed them on the front cover of magazines, like various magazines. Here's Max Mercury, handsome. And Bard Allen, he's just like, yay. Yeah, good times. It's the Flash Parade. Everyone enjoy yourself. This is where I think this is the part of the book that I like best. Here's Iron Heights. We talked about Flash Iron Heights in this prison that I got to create and design. You can see the letter I and the letter H for Iron Heights right in the front entryway, and it's way out in the woods. You can see it's just kind of on top of almost a mountain, way out in nowhere. Here's the road that leads there. Iron Heights, they do their best to keep the prisoners secure and off the streets. Here's the pipeline, and it looks like Eobard Thawne. The Reverse Flash is in there. And Dr. Alchemy escaped. We knew he would. Look at the way they are containing Eobard Thawne. This is some hi-fi sci-fi right here. I mean, this is just so cool. Hanging him upside down, so he can't really get traction. He's all bound up with weird leather, and I don't know what the smoke is, but I'm sure it's keeping him calm. That's Eobard Thawne. Right over here. Now this is an interesting situation. A lot of people that I work with tend to name characters after me and my family, and I think it's because the name Van Sciver seems cool to them. It doesn't seem cool to me because I know my family, but it seems cool to them. Like Jeff thought that it sounded kind of vampire huntery or vampire-ish, because of Van Helsing. So in the Blade TV show, he named the main bad guy Marcus Van Sciver. And that was very, very strange, because all through that TV show, there are all these strange threats made against Van Sciver. Here we have Hunter Zolomon, who is based on my son Hunter Zalman. And when Hunter was born, Jeff liked his name, and then he just thought, if we change the Zalman to Zoo, then the word Zoom is actually in Zolomon. So now people talk about Hunter Zolomon, and my son doesn't understand. Like he's an 18-year-old, and he doesn't get it that like when he was 2 years old, one of the worst Flash supervillains of all time was named after him, not the other way around. It was named after him. So Hunter Zolomon's on TV. And seriously, how weird is that? Like, how weird would that make you feel if you kept hearing your name associated with a super bad guy? And it sounds the same, Hunter Zolomon, Hunter Zolomon. It's the Yiddish kind of, or the Hebrew version, I should say, of Solomon. And my son is Jewish, so that was appropriate for him. And a little tip to his background. So here he is in a wheelchair. This is I think my favorite two panels, and it implied that there was going to be a team up between the two Zooms. When we were doing Iron Heights way back when, we would have all these conversations, and I said, it's impossible. Like, the problem is, how do you beat the Flash? Like with another Flash, you make a guy who's really fast. It's like no matter what. It just becomes a matter of who's fastest. You can't really swamp Barry Allen or Wally West in terms of outracing them. It's just not possible. But what if there was a villain who manipulated time so that a second, a second was like a year to him? Then there's no way that Wally could absorb his Speed Force because he's not using the Speed Force. And he would be infinitely faster than... oh, thank you, Chris. How do you like the costume redesign in the CW Flash? I like it. I think it's really, really good. I was happy when I saw it. And as he grows into the character, I like it even more. I think it's cool. Remember when I beat up the Justice League? Yeah. Alright, so anyway, that was the whole thing. Like, if you had a guy who could manipulate time as opposed to the Speed Force, then there's no limit to how fast he could be, and he could just rock any of the Flash's worlds. It's a good thing he's in a wheelchair right now. And then we go back to the apes, and they are now having some kind of religious ceremony about... yeah, he's done something to our jungle, something unnatural. And here we go. The two Reverse Flashes are going to get together here. Or they would, but they didn't because of the New 52. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Yeah, so here we are in. Oh, I like this. This worked out good. I can draw. I don't know. I forget that, you know. Hey, we need to draw a nice room, where like the police evidence room, and it's like, you know what? Like, I don't use any of these SketchUp tools. I use a minimum of photo reference just to know what things look like. I don't trace, and I just get in there and I draw it. And look, it looks good. It looks real. It looks like a real space that they're in. And there are a lot of boxes, and you can tell they all have evidence in them. And these two gentlemen are talking. And even though he has more authority, Barry is taller and more handsome, and you can tell that there's something to him. I mean, if you didn't know he was the Flash, I don't know. It seems like you would figure it out. This guy again, based loosely on Richard Nixon. I don't know why. And then here's my favorite panel. I think maybe in this whole issue is a chance to draw the Rogues, and I love the Rogues so much. The Flash is back, and of course that I think that was meant to be on fire, like Heatwave did that. I don't. These are coloring errors that I would have caught if I were paying any attention. Yeah, Captain Cold and Weather Wizard and the Trickster here and Mirror Master, who's one of my favorites, and then Heatwave, and then yeah, in case the Flash returns, Break Glass. Oh, all right, yes, love these guys, love them. I mean, I really think that okay, so if we talked about super heroes and the best rogues galleries, okay, so Batman is number one, Spider-Man is number two, and I do believe the Flash is number three. He just has the best villains. And then we're look, I always wondered what this was. Now she's remembering. Like, she found this. I mean, reality has changed, but she's holding on to this lightning rod from that alternate reality. Yeah, romance. Yeah, let's put that behind us. See that? Let's put that behind us. Everything. I mean, there's a little subliminal message in everything. And yeah, love American style. Yeah, that's right. Relationship goals. Boom. Oh, nice reflection. I didn't know I did this. Nice reflection in this picture of them married, their first marriage picture. Yeah, that's beautiful. Like, what a great family they are. Uh, yeah, there's the bow tie. But look, this is this might be a bit of a passive aggressive message to her that she might not be picking up. Is he wearing a bow tie? Does he need to be wearing a tie at all right now? He's at home. He could unbutton. He could loosen up. He's trying to send her a message. He's like, look, see this necktie? What this necktie actually does is it covers the buttons of my shirt, and it doesn't make me look like a clown. And she's not even looking. Like, he's like, she'll figure it out. Maybe in the next 10 years. She's thinking right now. His birthday's coming up. Blue bow tie. All right, so we got Welcome Back Berry Party. This page was drawn incredibly quickly, as you can see. I must have had one day to do the last two pages. Black Canary whoops upside the head. Green Arrow's just trying to have some cake. He's just trying to have some cake. This is what happens. This is what happens if you let him. Right in the back of the head. She's looking at her fingertips. How is she looking at them? We talked about this already. The difference between men and women. Men, if they have to look at their fingernails to see if they're clean, they do this. It's more ape-like. Women do this. They look at them and they go, yeah. All right, that's what Zatanna is doing over there. I wouldn't let a little man stand on my hand. I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't do it. It would make me uncomfortable. Little man. Hey guys. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry I'm late. And he is late. He is 25 years late. He has been gone that long, and we assume that he is back to stay now. And he is fastest man alive He is alive. And thank God. There was, unlike when we brought back Hal Jordan, there was quite a bit of resistance to this, bringing back Barry. I took, and I still take, quite a bit of blame. People say, he's the one who put Wally West away and brought back Barry Allen, and that was really annoying. I did nothing of the sort. I just wanted all of the players back on the field. I didn't want to put Wally West away. I had nothing to do with that, my vision is almost completely what's in this book in terms of my wishes. Like, I want all of these characters working together as a team, a whole squad of flashes, of speedsters that all know and love each other and are defending time